All right, so with inside CrossFit, or for that matter, any mixed modal sports, whether we're talking about high rocks, tactical games, anything that's going to involve different modalities, the need to enhance skill sets can be very great to perform well inside these workouts, these mixed modal sports. Now, there's a certain skill set progression that we utilize that creates lots of success for our athletes I want to talk to you guys about, and hopefully you can apply it for yourselves and how it can work for yourself if an athlete or for athletes that you coach. And it's really this kind of like 4 to 5 step process. The first one is always understanding what this person's functional ceiling is for the skill set within inside the demand of the sport. So let's just take for a conversation ring muscle ups, right? What is this person, this athlete's functional ceiling to complete ring muscle ups? How many ring muscle ups can they do? At what point do they have a functional movement pattern breakdown once they hit that number? That's what I'm looking for. We then want to understand what is that new number that they have to get to be successful around the demands and the task of the sport. So from a strength perspective, we want to build their functional and positional strength to be able to reach that number, to make sure they don't have movement breakdown once they hit that. From there, we want to build that intraset strength endurance. So what we're trying to do once we build their strength to achieve that new number, we want to build their ability to get to that number, to be able to do that amount of, let's say, muscle-ups, or for that matter, that amount of muscle-ups inside of a given set to complete a total number. So what I mean by that is, can we take this person and have them hold sets of 3 or sets of 5 on specific rest time? So what we're trying to do with inside this second stage is build that strength endurance, that strength resilience and capacity from a single modality perspective. And we want to do that with a proper designated work to rest ratio and put it in situations that allow the athlete to be successful. So I don't want to see movement breakdown. I want to see good movement properties from hitting all the positions of that movement in and of itself, while we build their ability to hold, whether it's higher amounts of reps per set, or get the number of reps done quicker, or for that matter, do more reps. Now, once they achieve that target in stage 2, we want to move on to stage 3. Stage 3 is non-interference fatigue. So what I'm trying to do is create more fatigue, but do so with different exercise selection and movement patterns that aren't going to create more fatigue on what I need this athlete to, on the muscular groups that I need them to achieve that task. So for instance, I'm going to do ring muscle ups and maybe a bike erg. I'm not going to do ring muscle ups and devil presses. Right? That's going to be the next stage. I want to create more capacity and resilience around this non-interference fatigue, and do so in a way that drives success for the primary target of action, which is the ring muscle ups. So whatever fatigue setting, work to rest ratio, movement, exercise combination I'm putting them forward in this third stage, it's not going to pull away from their ability to achieve what I need them to achieve around the exercise prescription for the muscle ups themselves, whether it's intensity, volume, or intraset volume. From there, I'm going to move on to the fourth stage, which is parallel fatiguing components. What that means is now I'm going to put them in situations where I'm utilizing different movements, another 1, 2, 3 movements that are going to create the same level of fatigue for that muscle up. So now I'm going to do things that are going to require the lats, the triceps, the delts, pulling mechanisms, different components that they're going to have to utilize for the muscle up. We're going to create fatigue around that. So for instance, muscle ups and snatches, muscle ups and devil's presses, or burpees, or farmer's carries, handstand walking, thrusters, all these things where now there's some form of parallel connection of dynamic contractions that are working with inside both exercise selections. Now what this is going to do is create more resilience on higher levels of fatigue, but we want to do this and build in these patterns in a way that's going to still allow success. So work to rest ratios or movement pairings, workout training methods that still allow this athlete to have success with inside the reps and achievement of the workout. And as we progress through this block on this fourth stage, we're going to keep increasing complexity and fatigue. And once they get to that number, that functional ceiling with this parallel fatigue, we're then going to move into that fifth stage, that last stage, which is the workouts, which is we call the chaos. And this is the demanding workouts of that sport in of itself, whether it's CrossFit, whether it's high rocks, tactical games, no matter what we're talking about. So like AMRAPs, task and time priorities, 3 rounds at a time, AMRAPs, things of this nature that they're going to see with inside of a competition setting. And that's that 5-stage process that we utilize to get these athletes to where they need to be. Now, if we span this out over the span of a year, 2 years, when they're going to rinse, wash, and repeat. So once we hit that 5th stage, and whether we're there for a 2 or 3 week block, if we're not leading into a competition, we cycle back to stage 1 to build more functional strength, to increase that ceiling and that capacity for them, and then cycle through these stages again, get in to achieve higher intra-set volume or total volume overall. So that's a 5-step process that we utilize to improve skill, capacity, and functionality within mixed modal sports.